On Nightline, crisis management. The economy's in meltdown. The credit crunch is biting. What can you do about it? Tonight, our financial experts bring you 7 ways to protect your money. Your stake, credit card debt, mortgage payments, retirement funds. What you need to know to survive the Wall Street scramble. Plus, Texas standstill. Tempers flare as Galveston residents sit in traffic for hours to see if their home survived Ike's pounding, only to be told to leave.
From the global resources of ABC News with Terry Moran, Martin Bashir, and Cynthia McFadden in New York City. This is Nightline, September 16, 2008.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Terry Moran. Stunning news on Wall Street tonight. The Federal Reserve Board has agreed to make an $85 billion emergency loan to one of the world's largest insurance companies, AIG. As part of the deal, the Fed will take a near 80% equity stake in the company. Yes, you heard that right. The federal government now essentially owns one of the biggest insurance companies in the world. That is a bailout like we've never seen before. Your tax dollars at work. The Fed moved as AIG, with $1.1 trillion in assets in 130 countries, teetered on the brink of collapse. And it's a sign of how deep this financial crisis has become. Tonight's announcement followed a day of rumors and deal-making, with the Federal Reserve resisting the urge to cut interest rates, and the markets today actually closing up. Wow. It's been a dizzying 2 days on Wall Street. So what does it all mean to you? Our Vicki Mabry has the answers.
It's hard not to see the somber faces of those Lehman Brothers workers carrying their boxed belongings out for the last time and not feel the cold chill of "there but for the grace of God go I." But before you think it's only happening to someone else, you're probably asking yourself, should I be concerned? Dave Ramsey, who hosts a daily financial call-in show.
Starting us off in Texas is Gary. Hey, Gary, how are you?
And Melody Hobson, president of Ariel Investments, say yes.
As well. I would care because at the end of the day, all of these things that are going on will affect the U.S. financial system and the U.S. economy.
All these things affect our market, affect our ultimate net worth. They mess with our nest egg, but it's not anything to care about to the point that you go into panic mode.
You may not panic, but that still won't stop you from asking, should I worry about my 401k?
No, I would not worry. And I've been advising folks on my radio show all week, and for that matter for months now, to not stop investing and don't stop funding your Roth IRA. Continue to be in good growth stock mutual funds that have long track records. When the stock market's down, it's on sale.
Your investments, including retirement accounts, probably went down this week, but that doesn't mean it's time to cash out.
What I would encourage individuals not to do, they should not do anything rash. They should not make big changes where they liquidate their investments, because you don't want to sell into this tough, difficult market. This is the time when you hold tight, and even if you have a little courage, actually take advantage of some bargains, but you really stay the course.
It's counterintuitive to go shopping for stocks in bad times, but our experts say that's exactly what you should do. So if you're asking, should I put my money under my mattress?
No, absolutely not.
Nightline, New York City, October 29, 1929.
Financial advisors say, study history.
Leaving your money in your home, keeping it in your home, having it under the proverbial mattress or in the cookie jar is a very bad idea. So imagine if you did just that and you were in the wake of Hurricane Ike and your home was destroyed. Your money is gone.
I mean, think about it. Just a few years ago, we had the collapse of Enron and WorldCom all in 1 year. That's $200 billion worth of companies going bankrupt. Those are a distant memory right now. You know, just 10 years or 20 years ago, back in 1988, we lost 1,000 banks in 1,000 days.
What about your insurance policy? AIG, the world's largest insurance company, just got an $85 billion loan from the Federal Reserve to save it from what the Fed called a disorderly failure. So if you bought life insurance and, God forbid, you have a claim, will it be paid out?
Right now, what I would say is that if you have an insurance policy with AIG, there is some cause for concern, but again, I would wait for these things that are going on inside of AIG to settle themselves out. and we will know within the next 24 to 48 hours what the state of that business is going to be.
If you have a life insurance policy with AIG, the majority of those are in a separate division of AIG that's really not in question. The financials on it are very solid. For instance, I've got a good friend that has a $500,000 term policy with AIG that called me last night. I told him, don't worry about it. You're just fine.
This all started with the collapse of the subprime market, so housing has already seen a slump. House prices are way down, as are interest rates, which has some people asking, should I buy a house now?
If you have cash on hand, I absolutely think this is a good time to buy a house. And the reason that I say cash on hand is because you're going to need a bigger down payment than what we've seen the last few years. So now expect to be asked about that 10 or 20% down payment. But if you have that money and you have good credit, you're in the catbird seat.
If you are in good shape financially, you've got your emergency fund, you don't have a big pile of debt, you've got a good steady job, it's the best time to buy a house in a decade. I mean, we're sitting on 5.5% fixed rates, and a lot of the mortgage markets have some extra inventory. Real estate's on sale too.
But of course, there's a downside to that sale. Lenders, having been bitten to the tune of billions of dollars in losses, are incredibly picky now. There's money out there, but will I be able to get a mortgage?
Right now, it's harder to get a mortgage. There's no question about it. Your credit has to be much better. All the paperwork has to be perfect. So it is harder to get a mortgage today.
The process for getting a mortgage has tightened up. Thank God. I mean, they were giving them to dead people and dogs. If you can qualify for a mortgage, you have a good down payment, your credit is clean, you've got a good solid job, there's going to be money there to lend to you.
So, anything else? Yes. Remember, we've been through financial turmoil before, and don't freak out.
It's a wonderful time to invest. 100% of the 10-year periods in the stock market's history have made money. Any consecutive 10-year period, pick it out. Great Depression, anytime. Nixon-Agnew resignation, anytime. 10 years and you made money. 97% of the 5-year periods and you made money.
But the one thing that we don't know about the stock market is when things will turn. So for that reason, you got to play to win. But the point is you have to be in the stock market to benefit from the rebounds, to benefit from the growth, to benefit from the long-term returns that have been significant that we've seen in the stock market. We will have ups and downs. Bear markets are followed by bull markets. That's one thing that we know.
This is a bump in the road, and when you look back 10 years later, you probably won't even remember it.
This is Vicki Mabry for Nightline in New York.
Tonight, that bump in the road looks mighty big. Our thanks to Vicki Mabry for that. And when we come back, Hurricane Ike's painful waiting game.
Fair, straightforward pricing. That's what TD Ameritrade stands for. Think about it. Why pay investing fees you shouldn't have to, or account fees that aren't clear, like inactivity fees or maintenance fees? It's not right, and you know it. And the thing is, the other investment firms know it, but they do it anyway, and that's just not fair or straightforward. TD Ameritrade. Independence is the spirit that drives America's most successful investors.
Bipolar disorder is challenging and can affect your job, family, and friends. For years, I had severe mood swings, racing thoughts, unusually high energy, and was extremely irritable. My doctor and I discussed my options. He prescribed Abilify.
Abilify helps control symptoms of bipolar mania and reduce the risk of manic relapse. Request your free information kit. Call your doctor if you have high fever, stiff muscles, and confusion on Abilify, as these may be signs of a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, as these could become permanent. If you have diabetes or are at risk for it, your blood sugar should be monitored. High blood sugar has been reported with Abilify and medicines like it. In some cases, extreme high blood sugar can lead to coma or death. Elderly people with dementia taking Abilify have an increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor if you have unusual or worsening mood changes or thoughts of suicide. Other risks include dizziness upon standing, impaired judgment or motor skills, or trouble swallowing. Hundreds of thousands of patients have been prescribed Abilify. Ask your doctor if Abilify is right for you.
Comedian Brad Garrett on an all-new Jimmy Kimmel Live, coming up on ABC. Next Tuesday, ABC brings the game show to your home. The only thing you need to know is everything about your family.
The game is on!
ABC's Opportunity Knocks premieres next Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on ABC.
For the oldest Oregonians, living at home every day brings its own challenges. But compassionate home care makes it easier. Who could have ever opposed it? Jeff Merkley did. Under Merkley's leadership, the home care budget for seniors was cut $4 million, while spending on Merkley's own staff increased. Jeff Merkley, he made the wrong choices. Call Merkley and tell him Oregon seniors can't afford more health care cuts. Freedom's Watch is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Now the grueling aftermath of Hurricane Ike. For Texans who fled the destructive fury of the storm, waiting is excruciating right now. Millions are without power and will be for weeks to come. Tens of thousands await relief supplies of food and water to reach them, and hundreds of thousands along the Texas Gulf Coast are still desperately waiting to inspect their homes and property so they can start to tally Ike's full toll on their lives. Our Eric Hong followed the path to two of the hardest hit communities and found that the first step toward recovering from Ike, going home, could be the most painful. Eric?
Good evening, Terry. The city of Galveston tonight remains a very primitive place with no electricity and no running water. And so for days, officials have been saying it's just too dangerous for residents to return, even for a moment, just to check on their homes. Well, today, they did it a dramatic and stunning about-face, and it set off a frustrating chain of events. Car after car.
Trying to get home, trying to check on our houses and everything.
Mile after mile.
We just want to get in there at least, take a look at our home and see if there's anything left.
Gridlock on a freeway of frustration.
I hope that we make it.
I hope we can get through this. I don't know what we're looking,
how far ahead it is, where it's backed up. We don't know how long it's going to take.
This was not the homecoming Galvestonians had wished for. Since Saturday, evacuees had been waiting to return home, anxious to learn how their homes had weathered Hurricane Ike. But up until yesterday, Galveston's mayor said the island wasn't safe.
At some point in time, I don't know when, there will be a look and leave policy established. It will not be this week.
Today, officials did a 180, saying residents could return.
We are going to have a look and leave policy beginning now.
The surprise announcement came at 12:30 p.m., just 5.5 hours before the city's curfew, when drivers would have to be off the road.
When you hit 6 p.m., you need to be gone. We have a $2,000 fine that we will enforce.
The city's closed.
I've been waiting in line for 2 hours.
Within minutes, desperate evacuees had jammed the entrance to Interstate 45.
Sir, would you please keep going?
Let me ask you.
No, I'm not. I'm going to have to arrest you. Would you please listen
I
to me?
will, but what is the problem with that one having?
They're emergency vehicles. Keep going.
The line of vehicles blocked supply trucks, ambulances, and power crews from reaching Galveston. By the time many evacuees finally made it to the island, it was time to turn around.
I'll be back tomorrow morning.
How could this have happened? After losing everything and enduring days of hardship, it was one more setback for weary evacuees.
You know how many stories we hear like this? I'm going to let you on the island. I'm going to write down your license number.
Write it down.
If you're there longer than 45 minutes, I'm going to put you in jail.
Put me in jail, sir.
Officials took the blame and suspended indefinitely any plans to reopen Galveston.
In order to try and provide some relief, the mayor decided this morning that she would try this look and leave thing. It doesn't appear that it's working at this point, so I'm afraid to say I think this may be it.
For those Galvestonians who did manage to make it home, worst fears were realized. The Alexander family was stunned by what they saw.
Look at what? Look what I'm looking at. It's like I see why they don't want us to come back. There's nothing to come back to.
It was a similar sight for thousands of other hurricane victims all along the Texas coast. In the hard-hit community of Oak Island, homes were swept from their foundations. Entire blocks, entire neighborhoods destroyed.
After seeing this, I would have never imagined this could happen. Absolutely unreal.
I mean, it come up on us so fast. We tried to get as much stuff as we could out of here, but you know, you can only
you so
take
much.
the stuff that's, you know, necessities, and that's what we tried to get.
We found Amy Chance sifting through rubble, searching in vain for the mementos Ike had stolen. She and her family lost 3 homes in the storm.
I was looking for some old ornaments that maybe we had given to them when we were little, when we were first grade, kindergarten, and I was trying to look for that for my mom, but that's it. That's all there is to it. It's gone. There's nothing here.
Larry and Debbie Gordon had planned to retire here. Now a lifetime's work and memories are ruined.
It's tough. You lose everything you got. Pictures, family pictures, kids' pictures, you know, and it's very emotional.
We had them at where we thought they would be safe, but took it out on us, took it all.
They, like so many here, will have to start over. A new painful reality all along this storm-battered coast. We've spoken to a number of storm victims over the last few days, and today we sensed a real change in mood. The initial shock of Ike's fury has now given way to a painful resignation. The road ahead, Terry, will be long and daunting, and it's just now starting to sink in.
It looks it, Eric, very tough down there. And I understand that there are now health concerns in Galveston. What are officials concerned about in that regard?
Well, in many respects, it's the lack of running water, the lack of electricity. They are concerned about illness, food that has gone bad that people have decided to eat. But there's really across the board many concerns in terms of basic services. And that's part of the reason why in many of these hard-hit communities, in particular Galveston and in Oak Island, where we were today, they don't want residents necessarily to come back. If a resident, for instance, in the course of clearing debris from his home, falls, injures himself, perhaps has a heart attack, there's no real medical infrastructure to provide care for those people. We've also seen in many of these communities wild animals roaming the streets. We've seen alligators walking around. We've seen other animals, and there's no animal control officers around. So just basic infrastructure needs are just not there, basic services, and it's across the board.
It looks like those communities have nearly been obliterated, and they have to build back up from scratch. Thanks very much for that, Eric. Eric Hong in Texas for us. And when we come back, with dollars drying up, call it the Hop Swap, the English pub that offered pints for trade in a Nightline sign of the times.
When it comes to quitting smoking, are you a tortoise or a hare? If you're a tenacious tortoise determined to quit, take the first step. See your doctor and ask if prescription Chantix is right for you. The Chantix approach is a pill with a program. And take note, it's a non-nicotine pill. It helps keep nicotine from reaching key receptors in the brain. It can effectively reduce that urge to smoke. And because slip-ups happen, you can't have too much support. So include your doctor, friends and family, and consider Get Quit, a support plan for Chantix users. If you notice agitation, depressed mood, or changes in behavior that are not typical for you, or if you develop suicidal thoughts or actions, stop taking Chantix and call your doctor right away. Some patients have had these symptoms while taking or after stopping Chantix. Talk to your doctor about any history of depression or other mental health problems which may worsen while taking Chantix. Tell your doctor which medicines you're taking, as they may work differently when you quit smoking. Chantix dosing may be different if you have kidney problems. The most common side effect is nausea. Patients also reported trouble sleeping and vivid, unusual or strange dreams. Until you know how Chantix may affect you, use caution when driving or operating machinery. The quitting road isn't for sprinters, but stay with it. Studies show 44% were able to quit at the end of 12 weeks. So talk to your doctor about the benefits of quitting smoking and ask if Chantix is right for you.
Ballroom is back. ABC's Dancing with the Stars, a live 3-night premiere event, begins Monday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
I've been an Oregon law enforcement officer for 28 years. Frankly, I'm offended by the lies and innuendos from Gordon Smith's campaign. Jeff Merkley has been endorsed by the Oregon State Police Officers Association. He supported mandatory life imprisonment and doubling the statute of limitations for sex crimes. Jeff is a husband and father of 2 children. No one is more committed to keeping our family safe than Jeff Merkley. Gordon Smith, knock off the sleazy campaign. We deserve better.
I'm Jeff Merkley, and I approve this message.
Your Northwest Pontiac dealer celebrates GM's 100th anniversary by extending employee pricing. You pay what we pay, plus get cash back. The all-new 09 Vibe, 32 Highway. With employee discount plus cash back, catch a Vibe for under $15,300. Pontiac G6 with employee discount plus cash back, $16,720. Get into your Northwest Buick Pontiac GMC dealer by September 30th.
Jeff Merkley? When it comes to world affairs, he's bitten off a little more than he can chew.
The country of Georgia. Yeah, the country of Georgia.
But when it comes to feeding his own self-interest, Jeff Merkley is an expert. Jeff Merkley voted to give $150,000 in taxpayer money to the World Affairs Council, the group's paid executive director. Jeff Merkley. Jeff Merkley in the U.S. Senate? Now that's a little tough to swallow. The National Republican Senatorial Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Nightline continues from New York City with Terry Moran.
Before there was beer, there was bartering. And as people around the world tighten their belts, one pub in England has started accepting your goods for their pints. From rhubarbs to the catch of the day, thirsty bargoers are trading at the tap. And our Nick Watt makes a deal in the Nightline sign of the times.
Warm beer, a chatty bartender, and wholesome food. The Pigs seems like a normal English pub. Then, in walks David Bailey, armed with a bunch of rhubarb.
Ah, chef, I think it's got to be 2 pints worth, don't you?
I think you're right.
2 pints worth of rhubarb, but one at a time would be good. It's a good system, isn't it? You know, I get what I want, they get what they want, and the world's a happier place for it. We'll trim them back, prune them out.
Back at his vegetable patch, David, a teacher by day, told me he barters half of what he grows.
A lot of it is produce which is probably going to get wasted. So effectively, it's free beer, which is a wonderful system.
And you like beer?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, gugarabos!
Barter was our first flirtation with commerce and never disappeared despite the advent of cash and plastic. In 1972, Pepsi swapped soda for vodka with the Soviet Union. In 2002, South Africa gave 300,000 cattle to Thailand in return for 65,000 tons of rice. Here at the Pigs, they began bartering 2 years ago.
Customer came in, just been out and shot a pheasant, didn't know what to do with it. They had shot it on their own land, so we said we'd take it off their hands for a couple of pints.
This year, as food and fuel bills soar,
Are you taking me?
as the credit crunch bites, bartering is booming.
People need different ways to be able to go out and afford the luxuries in life.
Norfolk isn't a cash-rich county, but this corner of England is awash with vegetables, fruit, seafood, and swine. Bartering makes sense for the likes of Henry Sturman, who spends lazy afternoons at the lake, and if he's lucky, an evening in the pub.
You can't eat all the fish you catch, and it's nice to, you either give them away or you barter. And it's nice to come and barter for a pint, isn't it? Lovely.
But you're very keen to stress that you're not an alcoholic, and this is not to feed your habit.
I am not an alcoholic.
Neither am I, but free beer.
Andy, the cameraman, grew these in his garden in London.
Oh, really?
Some beans.
Lovely. That's probably about half a pint.
Half a pint. Andy, we'll take half a pint.
Yeah.
Nice.
And this, I'd probably say, yeah, round about a pint, maybe just under.
Organic. Organic.
Still around about just under a pint.
Fish are more lucrative. Just one of Henry's trout? Well, that's worth a pint for a thirsty fisherman.
Check on 2 kids vanilla and sauce, Newt.
But they'll barter anything they can cook and sell, even pigs' testicles. But is it worth it?
You'd have to bring a lot of testicles in to get a pint, to be quite honest.
My bartering tip, stick with the fish. They're worth more and they're a lot more fun to catch.
You can see the and then the...
I'm Nick Watt for Nightline in Norfolk, England.
That works for me. Thanks to Nick Watt for that. When we come back, welcome to The Click, a tween's dream or mixed message.
ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Netflix.
With over 1 billion movies delivered so far, and never a late fee. Pop some corn. It's movie time. Netflix.
Open your eyes to what ages you most. Olay Affinity Eye Illuminator diminishes under eye darkness and reduces the look of fine lines for luminous eyes. Olay Affinity Eye Illuminator.
The original Mavericks. He fights pork barrel spending. She stopped the bridge to nowhere. He took on the drug industry. She took on big oil. He battled Republicans and reformed Washington. She battled Republicans and reformed Alaska. They'll make history. They'll change Washington. McCain-Palin. Real change.
I'm John McCain, and I approve this message.
Make any day a little better with Campbell's soup. We get together, good, wholesome too. Quick and easy, me and you. Cooking with Campbell's possibilities.
Bergeron, Kluge, Mandel, Pro, Seacrest. They're Emmy hosts.
CEOs' salaries and benefits are getting fatter and fatter, while workers face soaring gas prices, foreclosures, and rising healthcare costs. The Employee Free Choice Act gives workers the freedom to form a union so they can earn better wages, retirement security, and healthcare coverage. Call Gordon Smith. Tell him to support the Employee Free Choice Act and stop siding with wealthy CEOs over working families. American Rights at Work is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Touchstone Pictures presents Miracle at St. Anna. In 1983, Hector Negron killed a man. In his home, they found a priceless artifact.
What's it doing buried in the bottom of your closet?
It was a clue to a mystery that began in World War II. Miracle at St. Anna is one of the best films of 2008. Director Spike Lee delivers a classic of epic size and scope.
No, I'm the only one who knows.
Miracle at St. Anna. Rated R. In theaters September 26th.
What factors should you consider when buying a luxury vehicle? Should you put MPG on top? What about resale or reliability? The truth is, when you fit all 7 costs together, you'll see why the Lexus RX has the lowest cost of ownership in its class. See how your costs align at your Lexus dealer. Lease the 2009 RX 350 all-wheel drive for $469 a month for 36 months, with $35.99 due at signing.
Millions of Americans used to think they couldn't afford their prescriptions month in and month out, that they'd have to cut back or go without their medications altogether. Then they asked us for a second opinion. The Walmart prescription drug program has saved Americans $1 billion in just over a year. It's another way we're working to make quality health care affordable and accessible for everyone. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Gordon Smith has let them down. He voted to send our troops to war without proper armor. He extended their tours of duty. And he voted 27 times to cut health care benefits for troops once they return home. Yet he voted himself a pay raise and gets top-notch congressional health care. We all know Gordon Smith was wrong on the war. Now you know he's shortchanging our veterans. The Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee is responsible for the content of this ad.
Everything you need to start your day.
K2 News this morning.
Visit arborday.org. See what we're doing. See how you can help.
Nightline, Into the Wild Week, starting Monday.
Call it chicklit for tweens, where middle school girls go crazy over designer clothes, keeping thin, and of course, gossip. The Clickbook series has sold millions.
Either got a flu shot or the pneumonia vaccine.
They found infants born to mothers who had the flu shot had a 63% reduced risk for developing the flu. They also had a lower risk for respiratory illness and fever. Well, your excuse for not going to the gym could be found in your hands. Experts say people with shorter index fingers than ring fingers tend to be more athletic and motivated to exercise. The study in mice found those with small index to ring finger ratios had higher activity levels. They were also exposed to higher levels of stress hormones in the womb. Now experts want to know if there is a genetic link between stress hormones in the womb and the desire to exercise.
Well, I'm going to have to shoot that theory down right here.
Yeah. No way.
A big honor for volunteers who mentor young Oregonians. How one organization paid tribute to them today, and which local dignitaries received honorary recognition.
And don't forget to join us every night for 10 at 10. All your news in the first 10 minutes. You'll find us on Portland CW, Cable Channel 3, Channel 32 if you don't have cable. Join us for News Channel 8's 10 at 10 on Portland CW.
Every morning, turn to the trusted experience of the #1 news station. The critical news from overnight, the morning's first breaking news, solutions to help stretch your dollar. Only meteorologist Dave Selesky with live Doppler 8000 in HD can give you the most accurate forecast, preparing you each day for the changing weather. And traffic solutions from the ground and in the air. Proven experience, proven trust. Exclusively in HD, News Channel 8 at sunrise, where the news comes first.
The truth. Car Chevy World in Beaverton has more and sells more Chevy SUVs than any dealer in the Northwest. And only Car can give you the GM employee price plus a $5,000 factory rebate and an additional $1,000 discount on every new Tahoe and Suburban, the top-ranked SUVs in the country. That's $1,000 more you can use to reduce the price, donate to your favorite politician, or buy nearly 300 gallons of gas. So hurry into Car Chevy World, where salaried salespeople see it your way.
Jeff Merkley? When it comes to world affairs, he's bitten off a little more than he can chew.
The country of Georgia.
Yeah, the country of Georgia.
But when it comes to feeding his own self-interest, Jeff Merkley is an expert. Jeff Merkley voted to give $150,000 in taxpayer money to the World Affairs Council, the group's paid executive director. Jeff Merkley. Jeff Merkley in the U.S. Senate? Now that's a little tough to swallow. The National Republican Senatorial Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Home building is more than simply building a house. Why D.R. Horton? Because every community feels like home. Why D.R. Horton? Because your family deserves innovative floor plans, stunning views, and luxurious amenities. Why D.R. Horton? Because luxury can be affordable no matter which community best suits you. D.R. Horton, America's builder, celebrating 30 years. Discover for yourself. Visit drhortonpdx.com.
Your Buick Pontiac GMC dealer celebrates GM's 100th anniversary by extending employee pricing. You pay what we pay, plus you get additional cash back. 16 models deliver up to 37 miles per gallon. This Sierra 1500 extended cab with employee discount and cash back under $21,000. Almost $8,000 in discounts. Get into your Northwest Buick Pontiac GMC dealer by September 30th.
New at 6, recycling on a grand scale. A Southeast Portland man buys a home, guts it, and rebuilds with only recycled materials.
The amount of material that's generated in the construction process and then the amount of material that we don't use for some good use is truly amazing.
How long did it take to finish this green project? This story at 6.
They spend countless hours mentoring young Oregonians, and tonight those volunteers have an award for their selfless efforts. Our own Brenda Braxton was at today's 2008 Oregon Mentors Recognition and Awards Luncheon. Brenda announced this year's honorary co-chairs, including the Blazers' Greg